What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Memphis Dynasty here on NCAA 12, one of the underrated NCAA games that we got going on here. And we're 7-2 right now. We're having a great first season out here in the Big East, but we got some tough opponents here to close out this season. And it starts with the Houston Cougars, who are 5-3. They also come over from Conference USA just like we are, but on paper they are going to be a challenge. We are going on the road in this one. They are a B overall squad. We're just a C- squad ourselves, and Kurt Herbstreit is going to be rocking with them. So, you know, a little bit disrespect on our names, but hey, it is what it is. But remember when Justin Brown got hurt the last play of the game at Navy? He is not on the injury report, so he is going to be fully be okay. And we're riding a 3-game winning streak right now. We're playing some pretty good football as of right now ourselves, so gonna be a fun one. I am excited about this episode, and I hope you guys are ready for some Big East Conference action. If you are, I need you guys to do me a massive favor real quick though, and I need you to smack that like button, since that does help me out with that YouTube algorithm that all content creators must face on head on, as I say so myself. And then also hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. Let's go ahead and hop right into this thing. Let's go get it. Alright boys, so we ended up deferring to the second half, or at least Houston did, so we'll go ahead and start with the football here as we'll drop back the pass with Jesse Richards. Houston sends the blitz, but Justin Brown, he's actually going to be able to get open for us and pick up a huge first down through the air. It's a great start to this football game as we'll keep it back in the air. Willie Duckett able to get loose as well on the wide receiver screen. So we picked up a gain of 8. And now on a second and short, looking for yet another first down, trying to throw over to that right-hand side, but we were not as lucky there. So right off the bat, we got 3rd and 2. We'll see if we can pick up this first down on the ground. We go to Justin Brown, our stud running back, and Justin finds the tough yardage for us there. First down for the Memphis Tigers. And this will keep the drive alive for now. We'll see how much longer we can keep that going as we try to take a deep shot downfield now, but it's double covered. Probably not the best idea to throw that football. Probably should have went ahead and just threw that ball away, but still the same result though. 3rd and long as we'll try to pick up a few more yards, get into a little bit closer to field goal range. The blocking was actually set up pretty well, just the execution of it was not great though. So 4th and 3, and we decide to go for it here on 4th down. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. First drive of the game, however, our offensive line just cannot win at the point of a sack. So a promising drive that we had there, however, we will have to go ahead and we end up turning the football over on downs. But Houston, they couldn't really do anything on their next possession either. So we get the football back in right away. Justin Brown gives us the most explosive play that we've had this entire game so far. Gives us our first red zone opportunity of the ball game. And William Jones, he'll check into the game for us real quick because, you know, Justin Brown, you know, trying to get that oxygen going. And it's going to be a 2nd and 5 now. And Jesse, our senior quarterback, he'll make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage, trying to create the perfect matchup. I want to attack this center of the field. Richards dropping back. He's looking over the middle of the field, but it's going to be deflected away. Had 2 receivers in the exact same spot. And that is going to be an incompletion. That makes it 3rd and 5. Justin Brown checks back into the game. He throws over to the right-hand side. He's got some blocks and is able to fight through and pick up the first down again. Now just on the doorsteps of possibly getting the first points of the game. And we make it happen, baby. Let's go. Justin Brown finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And we will go ahead and make this a 7-0 lead. So now Houston comes back onto the field with its offense. And Houston, they move things a little bit different than what we try to go and do. As Houston, they like to go no huddle, and they're trying to test our defense early. Giving up some completions. Got a couple of completions allowed right there, which now we're seeing them closing in at midfield. Houston will drop back and throw over to the left-hand side, and actually breaks a tackle now. A.J. Kaysen could be the last line of defense, but safety does come in and finally stops that receiver. I thought he was going to go ahead and break it to the crib all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, but we are able to make something happen there, at least make them work for it a little bit more. But Houston will not waste very much more time, as on the very next play, they will actually punch it into the end zone. And just like that, we got ourselves a tied ball game once again. So we got ourselves a tie ball game here as we come back out on offense. And last drive was a great drive. We end up getting a touchdown on the board. We'll see if we can repeat that result yet again, as we have a 3rd and short coming out. But we will go with a 5-wide receiver set, though. We're looking around, and Jesse Richards, he's actually going to find just enough of a crease in order to pick up the first down. Can you believe that? The pocket passing quarterback, who's got the mobility of Tom Brady, he's able to get out of the pocket, but he won't be able to do that 2 times in a row, though. He will take a sack on the very next play, which eventually does set up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 23. Not an easy one to convert. We'll drop back the pass. Looking over to the right-hand side, and we had Brian the Kid there. Unfortunately, though, that is going to be an incompletion, and that means that we had to punt the football away. But Houston does take advantage on their special teams. They end up scoring a touchdown right away. So special teams being the ultimate difference right now as we come out onto the field for the very first time. And we're actually down by a touchdown. So we got that going for us right now. But we also are without Jesse Richards, at least for a little bit. So Ronnie Bell comes to the game. He's our backup quarterback. Could take over for us next season, depending on how things take up with, quarterback battles and spring football, all that good stuff. And now, 3rd and 5. We're going to ask our backup to pass the football. Critical 3rd down. Bell's able to roll to his right, though. Gets it out to Chris Washington and delivers a solid enough football in order to move the sticks. So now, last play of the first quarter as Bell will drop back the pass. He'll try to throw over the right-hand side, and actually is not a terrible decision. He actually just couldn't place it on the money, so that does end up being an incompletion because of that. So that being said, that will end up wrapping up the first quarter of action already, and it's been an exciting first quarter. We've been having a lot of fun here in this first quarter of action. We're down 14-7, but if we can play our cards right, we can get right back into this game. So now, our starting quarterback, Jesse Richards, comes out. He was a little shaken up, but, he's okay now. And we'll need him on this 3rd and long. Houston will send the blitz, and we're going to look over the middle. Great patience as he waits for Jamarcus Mitchell to get open over the middle of the field. That's a first down for your Memphis Tigers. And now, a fresh set of downs to work with. And I like this matchup over on the right-hand side. Able to set it up for Jamarcus Mitchell, who picks up a few yards for us. That's going to be a gain of 5. So a way to take advantage of that matchup on the right-hand side. And now we'll try to go ahead and attack him deep. 2nd and 5 coming up now. Richards looking over the middle, trying to... No! Gets it off to the right-hand side. He wanted Chris Washington. Oh, man. If he saw Justin Brown over the middle of the field, that was going to be a touchdown. So we're definitely kicking ourselves in the foot there. Just because, we see that in, the film, replaying things out, trying to get better. Not always a creator, but also as an NCAA player, too. Could have been a touchdown, man. Could have absolutely been a touchdown. But instead, we are still down by 4 points. But that being said, we do get Houston to punt the football back over in our direction. So we do have that opportunity to retake the lead here. We just got to take advantage of it. 2nd and 10, we'll have Justin Brown in the backfield. We're going to go with a little bit of Wildcat. And we'll go with Chris Washington being provided the carry there. And Chris Washington picks up a decent head of steam. He'll pick up a gain of 5 to make this a more manageable 3rd and 5. As we'll throw over the middle, get to Brian Kidd. And Brian the Kid will hang on and still make that reception. So now, 3rd down again. But this time a little bit more in field goal range. We'll see if we can keep the drive going though. 3rd down, going to set up another jet sweep to Chris Washington, but this time, Houston is ready for it, and they blow us up right in the backfield. So we actually had to go ahead and settle for a field goal, and that field goal will be up, and it will be good. So again, still do not have the lead there, and we are actually down by 1 singular point. We'll see if we can keep it that way here as we're now entering the last couple of minutes here of the first half. But Houston, they got them car keys out, and they are going to be on a drive now. First big throw by quarterback in the shotgun formation. And now in our territory, got to tighten things up. 1st and 10 after the big passing play. They go right into their no-huddle offense. And this quarterback standing like a statue. He's got some time, though, and able to throw it away from Antoine Curtis. And Antoine Curtis will pick up another 1st down for the Houston Cougars as they continue to move downfield and now just outside of field goal range. Looking, it's going to be a run over to the right-hand side. And it's going to be almost a 1st down. And at that point, Houston, they will take their first timeout of this game. But with that, they still have 2 timeouts left, and they're in a great spot to get points to end the half. 2nd and 1, throwing over to the left-hand side, gets it out to the tight end who was out in the flats, and just straight up someone forgot to cover him because that goes for a massive gain there. And now Houston, they got a chance to throw it into the end zone. Unfortunately, that wide receiver folds on him a little bit there. So they will have to settle for yet another field goal here. And Houston will go ahead and turn that into a few points right before we go into the halftime break. It's been a battle so far. It has definitely been a battle that we have witnessed thus far. But Houston will go into the halftime with the lead and ball to start the second half. We're down by 4 at the half. So now we jump into the second half of action here as the Houston Cougars come back out onto the football field. And they're going to start with a play action, trying to attack the left-hand side. But Dan Daniel is not going to be able to get there fast enough. And that's going to be a big gain to start things out for the Houston Cougars. You already know what time it is. They're not wasting a moment of it whatsoever, as the quarterback is actually going to scramble. He's going to keep it on the ground there for a little bit of read option action. The read option actually does work pretty well. They pick up a gain of 8 there, as Denman is able to look back to the right-hand side to try to get the calls from the sideline, and eventually pitches that one out to Shannon Hall as well, who does enough of the work in order to pick up that first down. So now 1st and 10 coming up as Denman is able to look over to the sideline once more. This time, not running out of time, though, as our defensive line gets to him. That will be a loss of 8 as well, as that makes it 2nd and 18, and that will also give our defense a little bit more breathing room to work with as we eventually get them to this 3rd down. We'll see if we can go ahead and get them off the field. Houston choosing to go with trips to the right and has plenty of time to work with as well, but tries to dump it off to the running back, and the running back cannot do anything, can't even hang on to that catch. It wouldn't be a 1st down anyways, and the Cougars decide to punt the football away. So now we're back at it again with the white vans, trying to retake the lead. We haven't had that lead in a little bit of a minute now. So now 1st and 10 coming up as Richards will drop back on the 1st and 10. Tries to get it out to Brian the Kid, but Brian the Kid cannot hang on to it, and that will be dropped. So instead of it being a more manageable 2nd down, it's 2nd and 10. And again, trying to set up play action. Looking back over to Brian the Kid, but Brian the Kid can't do it. He can't hang on to the football. It's another drop by our tight end. So instead of it being a 1st down, we got to pick up all of this yardage here on a 3rd and long. Not ideal, but Justin Brown up to the challenge and picks up the 1st down. Let's go, baby! Justin Brown having a fantastic day so far. He's averaging close to 6 yards a carry, and he'd be very wise if we just kept going to him throughout the rest of this game. We also got to keep that balance, though, and Richards is capable of doing that too. Now in a spot to take the lead as we'll drop back the pass. Looks over the middle. We got Marcus Mitchell, but he drops. Oh my goodness, he drops the touchdown pass. You literally cannot make this up. And now 3rd and long. Richards in the shotgun, drops back, gets it out to Willie Duckett, and Duckett does lose, or at least picks up a few more yards there. But again, we are unable to finish in the red zone, and we will have to settle for this field goal. So we chip into this lead a little bit more, but we still find ourselves down by 1 singular point. So we'll have to continue to rely on that defense. Speaking of that defense, they will go ahead and take the field, as Houston did. Also only managed to pick up, no, not even a field goal the last time around. They actually had to settle for a punt. It's now 2nd and 11 here coming up as Hawkins moves over to the right-hand side. He'll drop back the pass here, looking, throwing to that right-hand side, and it's going to be caught. 1st down for the Houston Cougars. And again, this is what they do. They go breakneck. They're trying to break our hearts in a very quick fashion. Hawkins gets moved into motion and throws over the middle. And I don't know how he manages to make that catch, because I thought we actually had that covered extremely well. But of course, I was wrong there. So instead, another 1st down for the Houston Cougars. But a couple plays later, they get put in a tough spot. 3rd and long. And this is something our defense has done very well today. We have not allowed a single 1st down conversion. 0 for 6. Can it be 0 for 7? Yes, it is. Let's go, baby. And we'll force Houston to take yet another field goal attempt. This is from 45 yards, and it's going to be missed to the right. So our defense holds strong and also holds firm as well. So the field goal attempt is going to be no good. And now our offense comes back out onto the field. It has struggled throughout the course of this game. Only 16 points so far. But this could open things up, though, as Chris Washington is able to get behind the defense. Let's go, baby. And now back in business again with a chance to take the lead. Richards looks to the right-hand side, finds Jamarcus Mitchell on the crossing pattern. And that goes for a gain of 7. But after a short rush by Justin Brown, we do have to go into a third down situation. Trying to finish the drive off. Looking over to the right-hand side, but it's a very dangerous throw. Certainly got away with one there. And we had to settle for yet another field goal. This one gonna be blinked off. It hits the upright. We got a doink. We got a doink at the very worst time. And that's actually the first missed field goal that our kicker has had all season long. And now Houston, they will take a 1-point lead. That's it. Just 1 point between us and our opponent. Whoever wins this quarter will very much win this football game. So now we go ahead and jump back into this thing. Fourth quarter now underway. First couple minutes, nothing really exciting, but then Houston, they start to take over here midway through the fourth quarter as A.J. Kaysen trying to track him down. We eventually do that, but it's a huge gain. And now Houston, they can go this from us needing a field goal to now we need a touchdown all of a sudden. Not where we wanted for this fourth quarter. They've been playing reasonably well today. They put us in a spot to win this game, even with our offensive struggles. But the missed tackling, we just can't have that. And now Houston, they do go for the extra point. So it's an 8-point difference between us and our opponent right now. So not only will we need that touchdown, we're also going to be needing that 2-point conversion as well. Let's see if our offense can deliver. As Justin Brown goes into the shotgun, going to set up the Wildcat for Chris Washington, who tries to get away from a defender that's able to penetrate pretty early on in the play. And that does get us a first down to work with. We don't need to freak out. By no means, this is not a spot for us where we need to panic. We just got to play good fundamental football here. He's got a third and short here coming up. Looking around, William Jones going to work again. Third and short. Gets it out to Chris Washington. Has a hole to work through. And the hole stays open just long enough to pick up yet another first down on the ground. So good, stable offensive movement right now. I would like to get that big play downfield because, yes, I do want to get this touchdown, right? And I don't want to freak out, but also got to have a little bit of stability, or at least got to move quickly enough so that if we don't get the 2-point conversion, we can at least look forward to at least giving our defense enough time so that they can get us the ball back. So therefore, this third down is going to be very critical. No matter what happens, we're running an offensive play, obviously. And we got a man open down the middle of the field. It's Jamarcus Mitchell finding a soft spot in that defense. So a fresh set of downs to work with, thankfully. But first and 10, Justin Brown goes back onto the ground, and he will move the sticks for us yet again. But he hurts himself. Justin Brown is going to be limping around. He doesn't look like he's doing too hot. It's not what we wanted to see at all. And now, 3rd and 1. Richards going into the shotgun formation. He got a 5-wide set. Got a man open the middle of the field, and it's the backup running back, William Jones, who finds space downfield. That's why I like that stick and Hodge, baby. That's a cover 2 beater. And they didn't have a third safety back there to cover things. Touchdown, Memphis. But it's not over yet. We got to get the 2-point conversion. And for that, going to rely on the freshman redshirt, Luke McConnell. Can he fight for the end zone? No! Houston is going to stuff us. And now, 2-point difference. And Houston has a chance to put this game on ice potentially. So, defense really needs to come through and make those big plays that we need. And it really comes down to this 3rd and inches right now. We got to stop them. And sure enough, our defense, their defense puts us in a pretty bad spot right now. Houston is going to pick up this first down yet again. Now, the clock does not stop until they go ahead and pick up or at least get ready to snap the football. At least that's in college, but surprisingly, Houston snaps this football really early. Thought that was a really interesting decision given what times there's left on the clock. I thought they would try to get a little bit more time removed. However, that does go ahead and get rid of our final timeout, so one more first down will be the dagger, and sure enough, that will do it. And this was a very competitive game the entire time. However, we will end up falling just short here, as we are going to end up losing this game, and it was a heartbreaking loss for our guys as well. We end up losing by a final score of 24-22. Defense played solid, but offensively, we just didn't do enough here today. Alright, boys, so this one stings. This one definitely stings because this was a game that we really could have won. Jesse Richards ends up going 22 for 34, 229 yards, and a touchdown. Riley Bell did have to come in a little bit, and he was fine. Went for 3 for 13 yards, but there's a reason why he's not our starting quarterback. As for the running game, Justin Brown felt like he had to do just about everything, it seems like. You know, he had 27 carries in this game, and eventually that workload got too much for him. End up hurting himself, and we couldn't really get anyone else to really contribute in a big way in our running game. As for the receivers, Jamarcus Mitchell led the way in catches today. He had 7 catches and also had the most yards out of the group, 61 yards. There was no 100 yards receivers in this one, but William Jones, our backup running back, did find the end zone through the air today. Of course, our defense did what it could to try to mend the tide to keep our guys in it, but you know, we left points on the table, and that was the difference. AJ Kaysen and Antoine Curtis led the team in solo tackles today. They had 5 tackles each, where Daniel, the true freshman from Hoax Buffalo, Alabama, he ends up with 4 solo tackles and 2 assisted tackles as well. We did get to his quarterback a couple of times today. Nate Coleman was able to get a sack. That was actually his only solo tackle in the game, and then Antoine Curtis was able to get to him too. We did not force any turnovers today, and it was a clean game by both teams. 2 teams that are actually pretty good here that came from the Conference USA and are transitioning pretty well here in this new Big East Conference. With that being said, we got to shake the dirt off our boots, and we got to go at it again. So we can't think about that loss that we just had, because the last couple of games that we have on our schedule, they really are going to test us. And one of those games is going to be up against Notre Dame. This is going to be a big-time matchup. We got some recruits coming in that I'm hoping will help bolster our small recruiting class that we got going on right now. So do really need to show out here against Notre Dame, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a fight, and we're here for it. So in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, even though it did unfortunately end in a loss. And if you did, make sure you go ahead and smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic signing off. I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.